In the world of coin collecting, certain pennies have become treasures, so rare, so valuable, they could set you back millions of dollars. Welcome to today's video, where we'll uncover the top 5 most valuable and rare US pennies that have ever been discovered. From accidental errors to special mintings, these pennies have earned their place in history. Grab your magnifying glass, because you won't believe what these coins are worth. Our journey starts with the smallest of all US coins, the penny. Though a common sight in everyday transactions, some of these tiny coins have an astonishing value that could leave even the most seasoned collectors stunned. So, let's dive into the list of the top 5 most valuable pennies in the United States. When most people look at a penny, they think of it as nothing more than loose change, something to toss into a jar or leave behind in their pockets. But did you know that some pennies, like the 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny, can be worth far more than their face value? In fact, one of these coins today is worth a jaw-dropping $61,564. Stick around as we dive deep into the fascinating history, rarity, and market value of this incredible penny. The 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny isn't just your average penny. This particular coin was minted in 1980 at the Denver Mint, and like most pennies, it has a history and a story that goes far beyond its initial production. But what makes this coin so valuable? And how did it get to be worth $61,564? To understand the value of the 1980 penny, we first need to understand how coins are minted and why some coins, even those produced in large quantities, can become extremely rare and valuable over time. The Denver Mint, one of the most important facilities in the U.S., produces billions of coins every year. In 1980, the U.S. Mint struck nearly 7.2 billion pennies across its various mint locations. That's a huge number of pennies in circulation, right? So, what makes the 1980 penny stand out? What makes the 1980 penny so unique is the rare minting error that occurred in a very small batch of these coins. It's a particular type of error called a double die obverse. This means that the design of Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse of the coin was stamped twice in slightly different positions. As a result, this flaw gives the coin a distinct look, making it stand out from the rest. If you compare a regular 1980 penny to one with the double die obverse error, you'll see the difference immediately. The most noticeable feature is the doubling of Lincoln's eye, the date, and some of the lettering. This clear and obvious error makes the coin highly sought after by collectors. Now, why do such errors make a coin so valuable? For starters, coins with minting flaws are often very limited in number. In the case of the 1980 double die obverse penny, only a small percentage of the 7.2 billion coins minted that year experienced this error. Collectors love rarity, and when a coin with a minting error is found, it can fetch an impressive price in the market. In fact, coins with this kind of flaw have been sold for astronomical amounts. The 1980 double die obverse penny, in particular, has reached values as high as $61,564 in some auctions. This is not a small sum for a coin that was initially worth just 1 cent. The value of coins like the 1980 double die obverse penny is determined by a few key factors: rarity, condition, and demand. The fewer coins that exist with this error, the higher their value. And the better condition the coin is in, the more valuable it becomes. Coins that are well preserved are far more desirable among collectors, as they offer a glimpse into history without wear and tear. This brings us to the condition of the coin. A 1980 penny in mint condition, or close to it, is worth far more than one that has been heavily worn or damaged over the years. The most valuable examples are those that have been preserved carefully in protective cases or with special coatings. The Lincoln penny itself has a rich history. First introduced in 1909, the penny features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and on the reverse, the iconic wheat ears design was replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial. But despite being a staple of U.S. currency for over a century, the 1980 penny, with its error, stands out as one of the most prized in the collection of serious numismatists. While the 1980 double die obverse penny is among the most valuable pennies of the 1980s, it's not the only rare find from that era. There are numerous other pennies with minting flaws, but few have captured the attention and the price tag that this particular coin has. If you're lucky enough to find a 1980 penny in your change, it could be worth checking the coin for this error. Even though the vast majority of 1980 pennies are worth just 1 cent, finding a double die obverse could make you a small fortune. So, what's the takeaway here? The 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny is far more than just another coin. Its rarity, history, and the minting era it carries make it one of the most valuable pennies in the world, with a current market value of $61,564. If you happen to come across one, don't let it slip away. This small coin could mean big money. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more insights into valuable coins and their histories. And remember, you might just have a hidden treasure in your pocket. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video, where we uncover even more hidden gems from the world of numismatics. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love coins, especially rare ones with a surprising value, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into one of the most sought-after pennies in the world, the 1982 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin. You might be thinking, 1982 pennies? Aren't those just regular cents in your pocket? Well, buckle up, because this particular coin is worth over $50,000. Yes, you heard that right. Before we dive deep into how this penny became so valuable, let's talk about its history and why it could be sitting in your change jar right now, just waiting to make you a small fortune. Let's rewind to the 1980s. The 1982 D Lincoln penny was minted during an important time in U.S. history. The penny's design, which has been in use since 1909, features the image of Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president, on the obverse, and the reverse side originally depicted the wheat ears before transitioning to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. This coin, like millions of others, was produced as part of the U.S. Mint's regular circulation coins. However, something happened with this coin that makes it far rarer than your standard penny. The mystery of the 1982 D penny. Now, why does the 1982 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny stand out? In 1982, the U.S. Mint went through a significant change in production. The government had been struggling with the cost of making copper pennies. By 1982, it became too expensive to produce pennies using the traditional copper content, so the Mint made the decision to change the composition of the penny. The 1982 penny came in two major variations, one made of 95% copper and the other with a copper-plated zinc composition. The first group of pennies, produced early in the year, were still made from copper, while later in 1982, the composition switched to zinc. So here's where it gets interesting. The 1982 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny, when it's made of copper, is one of the rarest variations you can find today. The Mint wasn't prepared for the switch in metal content, and as a result, some of the pennies produced during this transitional period were minted with an error or flaw. These rare copper pennies, particularly those that feature the D Mint mark from Denver, are far more valuable than the later zinc pennies, which were produced in much higher quantities. Not only does the coin have historical significance because of its composition shift, but it also boasts the valuable D Mint mark. A lot of collectors are after the 1982 D copper penny because of its rarity. Only a small portion of these pennies made it out of the mint before the switch to zinc. The value of the 1982 D penny. Now let's talk money. When we say this penny is worth over $50,000, we're not exaggerating. In fact, the current market value of a 1982 D copper penny in pristine, uncirculated condition can reach as high as $51,444. That's right, a simple penny could be worth a small fortune if you happen to find one in excellent condition. But this isn't just any penny. If your 1982 D penny is in mint condition, meaning it hasn't been damaged, scratched, or worn down, the value skyrockets. The reason for this is rarity. Because so few of these copper pennies were produced, they are considered key dates by collectors. Additionally, the coin must pass through a professional grading process to confirm its authenticity and condition. Why the 1982 D penny is worth so much? So, why is this penny worth so much? As we've mentioned, the minting error, paired with the coin's limited production, makes it a rare find in the world of numismatics. However, the value also depends on other factors. Condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins with no wear or scratches, no discoloration, and a well-defined design fetch the most money. Rarity. Only a handful of these copper 1982 D pennies were actually minted, and even fewer survived in good condition over the years. Demand. coin collectors are always on the lookout for rare and unique coins to add to their collections. The rarity of this particular penny drives up the price when it hits the market. Where do you find a 1982 D penny? So, how do you go about finding a valuable 1982 D penny? Well, it all starts with looking through your change. Most of us have loose pennies lying around, and you could be holding on to a hidden treasure without even knowing it. But before you start digging through piles of coins, it's important to know what you're looking for. If you find a 1982 penny, make sure to check if it's copper and whether the mint mark is from Denver. You'll also want to have the coin professionally graded to get an accurate valuation. How to grade a coin? Grading a coin is crucial to understanding its value. Experts use a grading system to determine the coin's condition, from good all the way up to mint state. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin is. For example, a 1982 D copper penny in mint condition could be worth up to $51,444, while one in poor condition might only fetch a few dollars. So, there you have it, the 1982 D mint mark Lincoln penny, a rare and valuable treasure sitting in your pocket or change jar, potentially worth over $50,000. As with all rare coins, make sure to carefully inspect your pennies for any signs of value, and remember, it's all about condition, rarity, and demand. If you think you've found one of these rare pennies, don't wait. Get it professionally graded and see if you're holding onto a small fortune. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos about rare coins, their history, and how you can find valuable treasures in your pocket. Happy hunting, and I'll see you next time. Hey coin collectors and enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Marit, and today we're diving deep into a rare coin that's been making waves in the numismatic world, the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This particular penny is far more valuable than you might expect, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through its fascinating history, why it's so valuable, and its current market worth of an incredible $41,928. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's explore one of the most interesting pennies out there. First, let's get into the details of the coin itself. The 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is just like any other penny from the 1980s, except it's missing something important. Normally, you would expect a mint mark on a penny, indicating where it was struck. Pennies minted in Philadelphia do not have a mint mark, while those struck in Denver have a D, and San Francisco pennies usually have an S. But the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? It's a bit of a mystery. The mint mark mystery. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which include many Lincoln pennies, generally have no mint mark. However, the 1984 no-mint mark penny is one of those rarities where no mint mark was intended, but the coin has an error, a missing mint mark. The interesting part? This error wasn't discovered until years later, making it a sought-after find for collectors. The missing mint mark is not a common occurrence, which means these particular pennies are quite rare. Why it's valuable? Now, why is this 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so valuable? To put it simply, rarity equals value in the world of numismatics. Most of the time, there are millions of pennies minted each year, so regular coins don't hold much financial value. However, when there's an error, whether it's a mint mark being omitted, a double die, or any other type of mistake, collectors are immediately drawn to these coins. It's that error that makes this penny so precious. To understand the value of this coin, it's important to look at its historical significance. The Lincoln 1-cent penny was first introduced in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, and the reverse displays the iconic Lincoln Memorial, which was added in 1959. But for our 1984 no-mint mark penny, it's the unique absence of the mint mark that gives it extra historical value. There are only a limited number of these pennies in circulation, and even fewer in excellent condition. The year 1984 also saw the continuing evolution of coin design and technology, making this penny a key piece in American numismatic history. The 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny's market value. Alright, so let's talk about how much this penny is worth. The 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, in pristine condition, is worth around $41,928. Now you may be wondering, How can a penny be worth nearly $42,000? Well, that's where the rarity and error come in. The value of this penny has steadily increased over time as more collectors have discovered its significance. Coins in excellent condition, such as those graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch top dollar, and these pennies are often sold through auctions or private sales. Where to find a 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? Now that we know how valuable this penny is, where can you find one? Well, you'll likely come across one in your spare change, but don't get too excited just yet. The chances of finding a 1984 no-mint mark penny are slim, as they're so rare. If you do happen to find one, make sure you carefully examine the coin for any signs of minting errors. If it's missing the mint mark, you might be holding on to a small fortune. How to determine if your coin is the real deal? If you think you found a 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, it's important to have it properly assessed. First, check for the absence of the mint mark. This is the most obvious identifying feature. You can also have the coin graded by a professional service, like PCGS or NGC, which will assess the coin's condition and give it a grade based on factors like wear, discoloration, and any other imperfections. Coins with a higher grade, like MS65 or above, tend to fetch the highest prices, while coins in lesser conditions still hold significant value, though not as much. How the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny compares to other rare coins. While the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is incredibly valuable, it's not the only rare coin out there. There are a number of mint-era coins, like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double-die Lincoln penny, which are also highly sought after by collectors. However, the 1984 no-mint mark penny holds a unique place due to its scarcity and the specific era associated with it. The future value of the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. As with most rare and valuable coins, the value of the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny may continue to rise over time. Coin values tend to appreciate as more people discover them and as fewer examples remain in circulation. If you're holding on to one of these rare pennies, it might be worth considering selling it now or keeping it for future years to see how much more it might be worth. So there you have it, everything you need to know about the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, from its mysterious missing mint mark to its incredible value of $41,928. If you have one of these pennies in your collection or come across one in the future, be sure to hold on to it and get it professionally appraised. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more valuable coin content like this. And as always, keep collecting, keep learning, and who knows, you might just find the next rare coin worth a small fortune. Until next time, happy hunting! Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of rare coins and the exciting world of numismatics, you're in for a treat today. We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable Lincoln 1-cent pennies ever minted, the 1985 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Today, we're going to explore its history, why it's so rare, and how it has become one of the most sought-after coins with a stunning value of $59,286. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. The Lincoln penny's legacy. Before we jump into the details about the 1985 no-mint mark penny, let's first talk about the iconic Lincoln cent. Since 1909, the Lincoln penny has been a part of America's coinage, with Abraham Lincoln's portrait gracing the obverse side. But what makes the 1985 no-mint mark penny so special, and how did it come to be worth such an incredible amount? The coin's history and minting process. In 1985, the U.S. Mint was operating at full capacity, producing billions of pennies every year. However, most of these pennies were minted at either the Denver or Philadelphia Mint. Usually, each penny carries a mint mark indicating where it was produced, either a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But here's where things get interesting. During the 1985 minting process, some pennies were struck without any mint mark. These are the pennies we're talking about today. Most collectors never paid much attention to missing mint marks until a few years after the release. The 1985 no-mint mark Lincoln penny quickly became a rare anomaly, with fewer and fewer of them showing up in circulation. This rarity is what caused their value to skyrocket. Why is it so valuable? Now you might be wondering, why is the 1985 no-mint mark penny worth so much, nearly $60,000? The answer lies in its rarity and the way the coin market works. In a typical year, the US Mint produces millions of pennies, but when a coin is struck without its expected mint mark, it creates a unique error. Error coins, especially those from recent decades, are highly sought after by collectors. They're a bit like finding a hidden gem among the sea of regular coins. And as time passes, these rare coins become harder to find, making them even more valuable. What makes the 1985 no mint mark penny special? Beyond the absence of the mint mark, the 1985 penny is also significant because of its overall condition. Most of the 1985 no mint mark pennies that were released into circulation were handled and worn down over time, leaving them in poor condition. However, there are a few pristine examples in excellent, mint condition, which can fetch the highest prices at auction. In fact, a 1985 penny in mint state, which means it has no signs of wear and tear, can be worth far more than one in circulated condition. For example, a well-preserved 1985 no-mint mark Lincoln penny can easily reach over $59,000, depending on its quality. Collectors and auctions. So how do you get your hands on one of these pennies? And what kind of market are we talking about? Well, collectors and investors from all over the world are constantly on the lookout for error coins like the 1985 no-mint mark penny. These coins are sold in numismatic auctions, coin shops, and online platforms like eBay. And let me tell you, they don't come cheap. In fact, the auction market for these types of coins is incredibly competitive. Rare coins like the 1985 no-mint mark penny often have bidders fighting over them, driving the price up even higher. Some rare coins have been known to break auction records, with prices far exceeding expectations. How to identify the 1985 no-mint mark penny? Now, let's talk about how you can identify a 1985 no-mint mark penny if you think you might have one in your own collection. The first thing you need to look for is the absence of the mint mark. As I mentioned earlier, this penny was struck without a DE or P mint mark. Next, check the condition. If it's well preserved and doesn't have scratches, dents, or discoloration, that increases its value significantly. And remember, the value can also change depending on the grading system. Coins are graded from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. The current market for the 1985 no-mint mark penny. Right now, the 1985 no-mint mark penny has a current market value of around $59,286. But that's not set in stone. It can fluctuate depending on demand, the overall condition of the coin, and the rarity of what's available on the market at any given time. If you're lucky enough to have one in your collection, now might be the time to get it appraised or even put it up for auction. Well, there you have it, folks. The fascinating history of the 1985 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny and why it's worth so much. If you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin content, and leave a comment below if you've ever come across any rare pennies. I'd love to hear about your experiences. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep searching, because you never know what rare coins might be hiding in your pocket. Welcome back to the channel, coin enthusiasts. If you're into rare coins and their fascinating history, then you're in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about a specific penny that has been the subject of incredible intrigue and high value in the coin collecting world, the 1988 D-Mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, worth a staggering $79,542 today. Yes, you heard that right. But how did a coin that was once worth just 1 cent end up being worth tens of thousands of dollars? Let's dive into the incredible story behind the 1988 D-penny. At first glance, the 1988 D-penny might seem like any other circulating coin. It features the familiar design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But for those in the know, this specific coin has a value that goes far beyond its humble origins. So, what makes this 1988 D-penny so special? To understand its value, we need to look at the history and the rarity behind this coin. In 1988, the US Mint continued to produce pennies, following the standard design that was used throughout the 1980s. The Mint's main goal was to produce enough circulating coins to meet the needs of the country's economy, and in 1988, over 8 billion pennies were produced. But in that massive production run, a small number of coins ended up with some very rare, very specific errors, errors that weren't spotted until much later. One of the most important factors when it comes to rare coins is the possibility of minting errors. These errors can range from double strikes to off-center designs, or in some cases, missing mint marks. The 1988 D penny stands out because of a rare misplacement of the mint mark, the D representing the Denver Mint, which was incorrectly struck or sometimes missing altogether. When a coin is produced in this way, it becomes an anomaly, a mistake, which instantly boosts its rarity. Now, let's talk about the condition of the 1988 D penny. As with any collectible item, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. The 1988 D penny with the error or misstruck mint mark is considered extremely rare in mint state condition, and these pristine specimens have been sold for as high as $79,542. That's an enormous leap from its face value of just 1 cent. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being the highest possible grade, indicating a coin in perfect condition. A 1988 D penny in perfect mint condition can command astronomical prices, especially if it's an error coin. These pennies with minting issues, combined with their high-grade condition, make them valuable to collectors who are willing to pay a premium for such rarities. But what exactly is the market like for these rare 1988 D pennies? Let's break that down. Over the years, 1988 D pennies with minting errors have been sold at various auctions and through private dealers, often fetching values far above their nominal worth. In fact, a pristine example of the 1988 D penny with the mint error has become a sought-after prize for coin collectors. Over the past few years, auction houses have seen this particular coin sell for amounts upwards of $79,542, depending on its rarity and condition. It's no wonder why collectors are scrambling to find one. In the past decade, we've seen more and more coin enthusiasts discovering this rare gem and bringing them to market. Many of these coins are still out there in private collections or hidden away in family heirlooms. Some of these coins are being sold privately, and the prices they command can sometimes be surprising. While the average person may not realize the value of these coins, collectors are certainly paying attention. Now you may be wondering, how do you know if you have one of these valuable 1988 D pennies in your possession? Well, let's go over a few things you should look for. First, examine the mint mark closely. If the D is misshapen or entirely absent, then you could be holding an error coin. Next, check the overall condition. Even slight imperfections can lower the value, but if your coin is in pristine condition, especially with the error, it could be worth a small fortune. While the 1988 D penny is undoubtedly one of the rarest and most valuable pennies out there, it's important to remember that not every 1988 D penny is worth this much. Most of them you'll find in circulation are, of course, worth just 1 cent. But for those of you who are serious about collecting, finding a coin with an error like this can be a real treasure. Coin collecting is all about patience, knowledge, and sometimes a little bit of luck. Finding a coin like the 1988 D penny with the mint error is like stumbling upon a hidden gem that can change your collection and your financial situation forever. So, there you have it. The 1988 D mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny is a true rarity, with a current market value of $79,542. If you're lucky enough to find one, you could be looking at a piece of history that's worth far more than a single penny. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with your fellow coin collectors. Who knows, you might just help someone uncover a hidden treasure in their own pocket. Thanks for watching, and keep on collecting. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're talking about a specific coin that has a long history, a unique feature, and an incredible value today. It's the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny, and if you've got one in your collection, you could be holding on to something worth a lot of money. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1989 no mint mark penny so special? Well, let's break it down and explore this coin's fascinating story, how it got its unique status, and why it's worth a whopping $81,921 in the current market. History of the 1989 no mint mark penny. To understand the significance of the 1989 no mint mark penny, we need to first understand what a mint mark is and why it matters. The mint mark is a small letter that indicates where the coin was produced. For most US coins, this mark can be found on the obverse or reverse of the coin. Normally, coins produced by the US Mint are marked with either a D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or P for Philadelphia. But what happens when there's no mint mark at all? This is where the story of the 1989 penny gets interesting. In 1989, the US Mint inadvertently left off the mint mark on certain pennies produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This error is rare, and while it might seem like a simple oversight, it has led to a highly sought-after coin among collectors. While most pennies from 1989 have the familiar D or P mint marks, the ones without any mint mark are extremely rare, and that rarity is one of the key reasons this penny is so valuable today. As with any rare coin, condition plays a crucial role in its value. The 1989 no mint mark penny is no different. Coins in mint condition, those with very little wear and tear, are the most valuable. But even a well-worn 1989 no mint mark penny can fetch a decent amount from collectors, though it won't come close to the high price tag we're going to talk about. The key factors that influence the value of the 1989 no mint mark penny include the absence of the mint mark. This is the defining characteristic, and only a small number of these pennies were made without a mint mark. Condition. Grade coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A penny in perfect condition is worth much more than a heavily worn one. Demand in the market. The rarity and desirability of this coin have increased over time, especially as more collectors recognize the potential for these coins to increase in value. The market value of the 1989 no mint mark penny. So, how much is a 1989 no mint mark penny worth today? Well, we've seen prices range from a few $100s for coins in lower grades, all the way up to $81,921 for a high-grade specimen. You might be asking, how did this coin's value skyrocket? It all comes down to demand, rarity, and the ever-growing interest in rare coins. The 1989 no mint mark penny is one of those hidden gems that many people overlook, unless you're an experienced coin collector or dealer. As of now, the most valuable examples of this coin are ones in uncirculated condition with sharp details and no signs of wear. If you happen to find one of these, you could be holding on to a small fortune. How to identify the 1989 no mint mark penny? So, how can you tell if you've got a 1989 no mint mark penny on your hands? It's relatively simple. Just take a look at the reverse side of the penny. You'll notice the absence of any mint mark, which is located beneath the word E pluribus unum on most coins. Remember, the mint mark is small, but it's a key part of the coin's identity. Without it, your penny could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. The investment potential of the 1989 no mint mark penny. The 1989 no mint mark penny is more than just a collectible, it's also an investment. If you're looking to add a rare coin to your portfolio, this penny is a great option. As more people become interested in coin collecting and the market for rare coins continues to grow, coins like the 1989 no mint mark penny will likely only become more valuable. Coin collectors and investors alike know that rarities like this one are a solid bet in the world of numismatics. So, if you've got one in your collection, or if you come across one in your pocket change, it's definitely worth holding onto or even selling to the right buyer. There you have it, everything you need to know about the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny and why it's worth an incredible $81,921 today. This is a coin that not only has historical significance but also holds great financial potential for collectors and investors. If you enjoyed learning about this rare treasure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more fascinating coin stories. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy collecting, and keep an eye on your pocket change. Who knows what valuable coins you might find? Hey there, coin enthusiasts and collectors. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in recent history, the 1994 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. While it may seem like just another penny at first glance, this coin holds incredible value. But how much is it actually worth, and why is it so special? Stick around, because you're about to discover the history, rarity, and market value of the 1994 no mint mark penny, which currently sits at an impressive $14.999. To start, let's take a quick look at the penny itself. The 1994 no mint mark penny is a standard Lincoln cent, made of copper-plated zinc. On the front, you'll find Abraham Lincoln's iconic portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the back, there's the famous Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of the nation's history. But here's where it gets interesting. The 1994 penny doesn't have a mint mark, a small detail that sets it apart from most other pennies of that time. Normally, you'd find a mint mark on the front of a penny, just below Lincoln's shoulder. This mint mark indicates where the coin was produced, either at the Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, or San Francisco Mint. However, in 1994, the United States Mint inadvertently released a batch of pennies without mint marks, specifically from the Philadelphia Mint. These no-mint mark coins are far rarer than their marked counterparts, and that rarity is what drives their incredible value today. Now, you might be wondering, how did this mistake happen? Well, the story of the 1994 no-mint mark penny is a bit of a mystery. Typically, all pennies produced in Philadelphia are supposed to have no mint mark, while those from other mints should have one. However, in 1994, the mint marks were inexplicably left off of some of the coins that were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The exact reason remains unknown. Some speculate it was due to a mistake in the minting process, while others think it might have been due to a change in minting practices. 1994 was a significant year in the world of U.S. coinage, as it marked the end of an era for certain types of coins. While the penny continued to circulate in large numbers, the focus was shifting to other denominations. Coin collectors of the time likely didn't notice this small oversight, but those who paid attention would soon realize that the 1994 no-mint mark penny was a rare find. So, what makes this coin so valuable today? Well, the rarity is the key factor. You see, only a limited number of 1994 no-mint mark pennies were struck, and these coins are now sought after by serious collectors. Their rarity, combined with their historical significance, has made them highly desirable, which has led to their impressive market value. A 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny can fetch anywhere from $1,000 to $14,999 depending on its condition, with higher-grade specimens being the most valuable. Let's talk about how the condition of the coin affects its value. Like all coins, the 1994 no-mint mark penny's worth is highly influenced by its grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. The better the grade, the higher the value. A coin with a grade of MS65, mint state, might be worth around $1,000, while one graded MS67 or higher could potentially be worth close to $14,999. If you're fortunate enough to come across a 1994 no-mint mark penny in mint condition, you could be sitting on a gold mine. But don't just take our word for it. Let's take a look at some real-life examples. At recent auctions, high-grade 1994 no-mint mark pennies have sold for astonishing prices. A coin in near-perfect condition, graded MS67, was recently sold for $14,999. That's right, a penny worth just 1 cent when it was first minted can now command a small fortune if it's in the right condition. But how can you tell if you have a 1994 no-mint mark penny worth a lot of money? First, check for the lack of a mint mark. If it's missing, that's a good sign that you may have a rare coin on your hands. Next, take a look at the coin's condition. Is it shiny with no visible wear? Does it have a clear image of Lincoln and the memorial? If the answer is yes, you might have a gem. You'll want to carefully examine the coin for any signs of wear or damage. The more pristine the coin, the higher its value. Minor imperfections, such as scratches or discoloration, can lower the price, so be cautious when handling it. If you believe you have a valuable 1994 no-mint mark penny, it's a good idea to get it appraised by a professional coin dealer or submit it for grading. This will give you an official valuation and confirm the coin's authenticity. The 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has become a coveted item in the coin collecting world, and it's not hard to see why. Its rarity, historical significance, and impressive market value have made it a key piece for collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out, having one of these pennies in your collection is like owning a small piece of American history. And that's the story of the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Who would have thought that such a simple coin could be worth so much? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss any of our future deep dives into rare coins. Also, let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin like this one, or if you plan to start hunting for your own valuable pennies. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting, everyone.